You guys, this is so much fun. The Chicago Bears recently pulled off a power move over the Green Bay Packers. And you guys saw it. We got our guy to play opposite Montez Sweat on this defensive line. Dio Odeno agreed to terms on a 3-year, $48 million contract with the Bears. The former Indianapolis Colt is here to stay. I really like the player. But the cool thing is that, as it turns out, the Bears basically snipe him away from the Green Bay Packers. And this is supported by A to Z Sports' Wendell Fiera and Destin Adams. The Packers were 100% expected to make Odeno a 2021 second-round pick, one of their top targets when the free agent negotiating period opened back on March 10th. And we also made yet another move. I'll get back to Dio. The Bears just acquired a really nice player to replace the departure of Jalen Johnson and to really shore up this special teams unit. The Bears announced last night that they've signed cornerback Nick McLeod to a 1-year contract, and he's got considerable experience on special teams. This isn't just a throwaway player. 1,196 snaps. We're looking at the 26-year-old. He's played 4 NFL seasons. He's played in 48 career games and made 16 starts. And this is while primarily playing a role on special teams. So I think this is a really nice signing. It's not a headliner, but he just gives the Bears depth at the cornerback position. And he's also going to be a key contributor on special teams. I think it's a trade up from Jalen Johnson. And it's these little moves, these upgrades across the board, especially below the top talent, that really makes a team super solid and a contender. I really like this McLeod signing. So let's get back to Dio from Green Bay. This is just really interesting. Green Bay, they were really pushing for his services. This story is just before free agency. I'm just going to reference this on A to Z Sports. He was at the top of Green Bay's list because edge rusher, it's a huge position in need in Green Bay because Rashawn Gary, he hasn't really produced at the expected level since he signed his 4-year deal. And the Packers haven't had much production at all from Van Ness over the first half of his rookie contract. And this is straight from this story on A to Z Sports. According to sources with knowledge of the situation, when the 2025 free agency period opens at 12 p.m. on Monday, March 10th, Indianapolis Colts defensive end Dio Odeno is going to be the Packers' top target in free agency on the defense. A second-round pick in 2021, he's had 16 and a half career sacks, not snacks. He's not a fat guy, including 11 in the last 2 years. Last season, he generated 42 pressures for the Colts. And if you look at it from Green Bay's perspective, that would have been second on the Packers in 2024, right behind Rashawn Gary. So it's significant. But instead, Odeno chose to sign with the Bears and later made it clear that the opportunity in Chicago, it really made his decision rather easy in free agency. And this is straight from Dio. We have an opportunity to do something special in a special city, and it's exciting. This really wasn't an opportunity I could pass up on, and I really didn't have a hard decision. And regardless whether he made the right choice, this isn't the first time that these current front offices of both teams have targeted the same talent. And the Bears have come out on top pretty consistently. This is one that I wish the Bears hadn't come out on top on. This is in 2022. The Bears and the Packers, they both offered second-round picks for wide receiver Chase Claypool. Chicago's presumed higher value pick won out. Ultimately, not a great decision. But then we're looking back, and this is something that's really underpublicized. The Packers had also tried to acquire wide receiver DJ Moore around the same time. But the Carolina Panthers, they actually turned down an offer from the Packers that included a first-round pick. This is according to Fox Sports insider Jay Glazer. The Bears later acquired him in a package deal for the number 1 overall draft selection and extended him in 2024. It's hard for me not to talk about that extension with all the money that's being tossed to wide receivers. That extension with DJ Moore that hasn't even started yet. It's tacked on to his previous deal. What a great job by Ryan Poles. A huge money-saving move, but something shiny, Sean. Let's get back to this. If you look at the Bears, they have plenty of reason to be excited about Dio. but really getting one over on our biggest NFC rival, I think it's a really nice sweetener in the deal, and it makes it really fun to see. And kind of looking at Dio specifically, I want to profile him just a little bit more. We're in the preseason. We have time to do these things. Looking at his career of Indy, he was really one of the first free agent signings by the Chicago Bears this offseason, and adding Odeno and Jarrett to our defensive line, Ben Johnson and GM Ryan Poles, they've shown a commitment to rebuilding the trenches. And I think this is part of what is attractive to Dio coming to this team. He's going to get an opportunity to play in a bigger role for the Bears than he would have in Green Bay. And this regime, they really believe that he's someone that can play all over the defensive line for them. He can bounce to the inside. And with speaking with the media, Odeno, he was glowing with happiness about the opportunity to be in Chicago. He said there's no other place he'd rather be playing for. That was also echoed by Grady Jarrett. And I don't think this is lip service. I think this is authentic. And to hear straight from Dio, the history of the city and in this building, the type of players, the type of coaches, the type of people that have been in this building is special. And then to be able to do it in a city like Chicago that not only loves their football and loves their team, but it's a really exciting opportunity for me. And this is just so refreshing. This is so good to hear as Bears fans, because we're talking about the culture and the history of the franchise, plus the vision and plan for both the immediate and the long-term future of the team. That's being noticed by players, and it's huge when it's noticed by free agents. And I just think with the players and coaching staff that we have in place right now, I see how Odeno said that this decision wasn't a hard one to make when compared to the offer from Green Bay. I think Chicago's going up and Green Bay's starting to level off, and maybe you might see a dip down because they didn't really do a lot of improvement in free agency. And talking to some of my friends that are Green Bay fans, they were so frustrated in free agency what they did. But anyways, let's get back to the Bears. One more quote from Dio. With all the young guys coming in and having Caleb being young, Coach Ben Johnson coming in, Coach Dennis Allen coming in, we have an opportunity to do something special in a special city, and it's exciting, he continued with. This really wasn't an opportunity I could pass up, and I really didn't see that decision as a hard one to make. And we're just looking at one of several new players that will be on the field for the Bears next season. Odeno really shares a similar sentiment with his new teammates. Chicago is building something correctly, and the potential of this being special, it's just beyond exciting, not only for me, not only for you, but for the franchise, the players, the coaches, and fans. Once again, last year was such a gut punch. We had so much excitement, so much to look forward to. I think we have even more to look forward to, because if you kind of look at what we did last season, it was kind of like we were getting all like sugary treats, right? It's like wide receiver, running back, but we really didn't have the substance, the meat and potatoes. We didn't have the trench work done in order to be competitive, in order to win. Now the dirty work's been done. Now the trench work is being put in place, and we can still have this sugary topping on top of something really concrete. And I think this team is now built correctly, and we can expect to win. I'm an eternal optimist, but I think it's actually founded this year. So you guys let me know in the comments. Hey, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, join our family here. We'd love to have you. Let's grow this together as I push towards 10,000 subscribers. Would love to have you on board. We have tons to look forward to. Bear down, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.